today's class. First, a brief introduction. I am Saurav Kumar. I'll be helping you in preparing for your JEE and NATA. I have done my bachelor's in architecture from NIT Jaipur and master's from IIT Kharagpur. And today we'll be looking for overview of world architecture, that is your book 2, in which we'll study about the prominent buildings of world. So this would be for today. One thing that we'll study about the prominent buildings of India after we complete the history part. As your history class is going on, other faculty is taking that, so don't worry about it. They will continue the same class. This is a small yet an important topic, and we'll finish this one in today's class. Also, kindly confirm if you are comfortable with my English, or if you want, I can switch to Hindi. If you want, I can use both the languages.
Sir, use both the languages.
Okay.
I am comfortable with English also. No problem.
Yeah, that's okay. In whatever mode you are comfortable with, I'll use that only. If you want, I'll teach you in completely Hindi or in both Hindi English, whatever you guys say.
No, sir, English only you teach.
Okay. Thank you. So first thing, let's see about the buildings and NATA JEE. Like the topic that we will study about the important buildings of world, and then how they are important for our exams, NATA and JEE both. So first thing is that we can say this subject is important for your exams. Both of these, NATA and JEE. The reason being that I'm saying that it's an important subject because you can expect on an average 2 questions. Now here I'm saying that on an average 2 questions would be asked. It could be 3 or 4 questions could also be asked from this. So average 2 questions are asked each year. Also in this subject, okay, some more students have joined. So kindly confirm if things are visible. Also, if you are comfortable with the language, if you want, I can use both the mediums, Hindi, English, anything. Or as I think you guys are comfortable with both the languages, so I'll try to teach you in both of them. Like I'll use them interchangeably. So we are just having an overview of this subject and how it is useful for our exams, so that we can kind of assess how much importance we need to give to this subject and what kind of questions we can expect. So the structure of this class would be like, I'll give you this introduction. I will also tell you some of the topics that we need to, really focus upon for this exam. Also, I'll show you a lot of buildings. I'll tell you tricks how to remember them. At the same time, I'll tell you what kind of questions these exams, the JEE, NATA, these kind of exams, what kind of question they always ask, so that you can assess how you need to remember these buildings. And after this, at the end of this class, I'll show you a lot of questions which were previously asked. So from there, we'll try to solve them together. Also, we'll get an idea of what kind of questions they are asking till now. Also, the procedure that we follow, like I'm taking this class, I'll be teaching you all this thing. After that, the study material, the book 2. So this topic you will see in book 2. So you can go there, you can access the book, and you can read there about all these topics. So book 2 is already uploaded there. Also, I have uploaded practice sheet. So after this class, you go and try to solve this practice sheet. See if you are able to solve it completely and how accurately you can solve it. If you face any difficulty, you can directly contact me. Are you guys aware of how to contact your tutor?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Others?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it's good that you already know. So if you face any difficulty, you can directly message me there and we'll discuss whatever query you are having. So the study material is uploaded, the practice sheet is uploaded. Also, a test is uploaded. So the sequence that I will suggest you to follow is that first, try to be attentive in this class. Whatever content I'll teach you, try to take quick notes. Also, what kind of notes you should take, I'll tell you that also. After that, go through the study material. That is the book 2. Go through that, try to read and understand that. If you have any query, directly contact me. At any time, you can just message. After that, solve the practice sheet and then attempt this test. So if you do all this procedure that I'm telling you, you can feel yourself comfortable about this subject and you can say that you can attempt any question that would be asked in the exam. So are we good till now? You can also use the chat box and you can quickly type a yes or no kind of thing. We'll try to keep this class as interactive as possible. So whatever gets in your mind, just directly say. Okay, one thing that that we were looking for, like what kind of topics that could be expected from this subject. So I'll be showing you some buildings. So you need to remember the building form. Means you should be able to recognize the building just by looking at the image of it. That means you need to notice some of the key features of that building. So we'll be look for building form. What these exams JEE NATA do is that sometimes they show you an image of building and simply they ask you the name of that building. So you should be able to identify the building from its image and you should be able to recall the name. Another thing is that we have talked about building form, then building name that I just explained. Along with this, you need to also know the name of architect. Why this is important? Because sometimes NATA gives you questions like they will ask you the name of architect of some building. Like they will ask you the architect of the falling water. So you should be able to recall the name. Our preparation of this class would be based on these things. It's like, let me show you first slide. This is the syllabus overview. We'll study prominent buildings of world. Prominent buildings of India will also see, but after you cover the history part. And we'll solve previous year questions. All the other things that are required in it, I have explained in the above slide. So the kind of questions, the topics. So let's look at first building. Things are visible to you. Is there any need of zoom in, zoom out or anything?
No, sir.
Okay. So in this is like the first slide. What you need to do for preparing for your exam is that try to memorize this picture. Like look at the form of this. You can think of having this big H on this side or this frame having this small glass kind of structure in between like this. And the name East Wing National Gallery. So what happens is that you should be able to recall the name of this building just by looking at the image, and then you need to think of how to identify the image. So first time when you see this image, try to remember it by the form you identify. Now all of you, each person can think of some different features which they will notice in the building. तुम में से कुछ लोग इसे देखेंगे कि एक बड़ा एच बन रहा है फसाड पे। फसाड क्या होता है? ये जो पूरा फ्रंट साइड, ये फ्रंट एलिवेशन है। Facade is an architectural term which you will study in your bachelor's. Others can also think of some other features. Now, one thing is that not just try to look at this image from this angle. Try to also think of some other views that could be possible of this image. Because in your exams, in your NATA, JEE, what the conducting authorities do, whenever they give questions, like they show you the image and then they ask the name of it, mostly they give the most famous view of that building. There are a lot of buildings which are having one famous view or two famous views, and some of them are less famous views. So in their exam, they'll show you the most famous view and then they will ask the name. But whenever you look at any image, try to look at it from other sides also. Like what could be the form of this building? And then try to remember the name of architect, IITian. So this way, but all things we need to remember for our exam is that the image, its name, and the architect. This type and the key features, these are just for your additional understanding. You need not to remember these things. But these three things are important. So quickly confirm if we are good till now. Those students who have joined a bit late, kindly confirm if they are comfortable with my teaching method, if the flow of my teaching or speaking is comfortable to you. We are good till now, right? Also, those students who have joined us late, after going through this class, go through the study material that is already present, uploaded on the app. So it is book 2, overview of world architecture. In that you will find the history of architecture, then these prominent buildings of world and India. So study, access your study material from there. Then the practice test is already uploaded there. So go through the practice test and see if you are able to solve that. If you find any difficulty, you can directly contact me. And I've just explained the method of how to contact me. If still someone is not aware of that, they can ask. At last, the test is also online, so try that also. That could be an overview. It's like, let's continue with the subject and look at another example. So we have Kimball Art Museum by Louis Kahn. So can anyone tell me what kind of features will click into your mind so that you can remember this image? Like in the previous example, I told you, you need to identify one or two key features which your mind, yes?
It has Roman-like structure, arch structure.
Okay, art structure is there. So you can image this building by these continuous arches, right? Going like this. So this way, while taking notes of the subject as we are going through the slides, you can write the name of this building, the Kimball Art Museum, and then with that you can simply write, okay, this was the building having those continuous arches like that. Because this is what your mind make the image of it. All of you can notice different things. So this will help you in keeping in mind all these different buildings. There are a lot of examples and you need to find some tricks to remember. I'll keep on telling them as we go through the slides.